What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. We are back again, having a bit of fun. Gonna talk some stuff. You know how the score is. What's up, Maria? How you doing? I'm doing everything on portrait mode tonight, so I'm just gonna do this whole stream on my phone. Hey, Chester. Nothing fancy, just a routine conversation. It's good to see everybody. But do like, share, and subscribe. If anyone does want to join, I can drop the link in the chat. What's up, Lord Bark? Not much. Not much. We're going to do the whole stream from my phone. We'll just kick back and relax. Nothing too major. Nothing too, serious, you know? Are you shocked about Mercedes losing last night? Honestly, no. I'm not shocked at all. If you do remember, I actually did think that... I did say that I did think that Red Velvet would win it back. And this is where it begins. The downfall of Mercedes Moné starts last night. So I think we're going to get what we've wanted. Her really moving on to the next level. Stream and chill episode. Basically, yeah, I've sent the link in the group chat, so if you want to join, Catherine, you're more than welcome. We've got a lot of things to talk about, so we're going to talk about Final Battle, going to talk about Final Resolution, some general conversation. It's one of those, and James, you've got the right to be smug, because Leeds scored a 90th minute equaliser against Liverpool and denied them 3 points. And you guys won. How soon does she lose the TBS Championship? I think World's End. But I think logically, the TBS title should be the last title she loses, though. I think it has to go in order of what she won. So I think she has to lose the TBS title last, in my opinion. But I'm going to need the moderators, if you don't mind, just to be careful tonight. We had a lot of idiots in the stream earlier on, and I've not got the energy for those little rats. So if you guys can just keep an eye on it for me, that'd be great. But we're here to talk about, obviously, Final Resolution. We're going to talk about Final Battle. We're going to talk about any wrestling conversation you guys want to talk about. We can do trivia again, because we did that last time. You guys tried to beat me at trivia, which was a lot of fun. So I want you guys to go all in any way you want, and let's just do it. Let's just do it, and let's have some fun. Wrenching assholes today. Yeah, you guys have got the power. Get them dealt with if they come in. No warnings, just straight block. I saw Dakota Kai's facing Chris Statlander. Yes, Chris Statlander versus Dakota Kai is coming up. Will Ospreay has also invited Bailey to the show. So there's something interesting. Just to watch, obviously. But yeah, Statlander versus Dakota Kai. I've put the match on the community tab so you guys can keep an eye on the timeline. Trivia's a great idea, so you guys can ask whatever the heck you like. But if you guys have seen the episodes, what did you think of both pay-per-views? If you've seen either or. I've watched both, thought they were good. Nathaniel, what's happening? Tomorrow is the final episode of Hey EW of RJ City. Really? Why is that? Is RJ City getting bumped? I don't really pay much attention to Hey EW, so I don't really know. I didn't know that was the last episode. Oh, really? Strange. Well, I hope everything's okay with him. That RJ City's actually a decent bloke. He's actually probably one of the folk in AEW that actually has any sense of understanding, unlike Sarah Stock. Final Battle was good. Final Battle was really good. Obviously, there's some weird critiques. I've only seen the results. NXT getting another TNA titles, no shot. Yeah. Fucking Channing Stacks, Lorenzo. She got ratioed by Ricochet, that is correct. Mexican America's not going to take her back, put it that way. I watched SmackDown last night, but I heard good things about two pay-per-views. Well, I know what happened on SmackDown, but I don't intend on watching it. But yeah, the pay-per-view certainly gave us a lot to offer. Really good stuff. The only thing for TNA, though, is, again, why end a main event on a technical knockout on someone who's actually leaving the company? It makes no sense. And two, you celebrate a partnership, getting a TV deal, and then all of a sudden you give another partner a title that's yours. Make that make sense, you know? It's just really bloody stupid. I don't get it at all. I don't get it at all. Yeah, there was certainly a lot last night. Is AEW programming in jeopardy now that Netflix owns them? No, Netflix doesn't own AEW. AEW is fine. Zeta's good. Zeta Steel is really good. She just needs to take her time. Just don't rush herself and she'll be okay. But yeah, AEW programming's okay. Actually, whilst I'm sitting here, what I'll do is I will bring up YouTube on because I've got the PlayStation on. Well, I was playing the PlayStation before I came live, so I will bring the stream up on telly and just keep an eye on it from here. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Okay, what on earth? When should Athena lose her title, and should Belly Starks be the one to beat her? She's not signed with AEW yet, no. But in terms of Athena, in my opinion, should have lost the title final battle. It was a very good match. Really enjoyed it, but she should have realistically lost it last night. Should Billy Starks be the one to beat her? No. To be honest, Billy Starks had her opportunity, and I wouldn't bother giving her another opportunity. You know, what's up, Zach? Good to see you, mate. Let's see if I can just put in 1 second, folks. If I put in that, it should come up as a search. At least I hope so, anyway. Ah, there it is. I hate the way my beard looks on TV. Jesus Christ. There we go. Kevin, hello. How are you? Was Gunter winning the right decision? Absolutely not. Not a chance. Gunther shouldn't even been in the tournament. Truthfully, Gunther shouldn't have been in the tournament. And it shouldn't even, I'm going to say this as well, it should never have been a tournament for his final match. It's annoying that someone had to be honest and tell the truth. Hey, Roy Sheen, the final opponent for John Cena should have been one of three people: Randy Orton, Kurt Angle, or Adam Copeland. Kurt Angle just asked him about retirement. Randy Orton, he was ready to go. He's healthy. He's cleared to compete. Why not give him the chance? Even though you wrestled him back at the start of the year after Cena won the title, he still should have got a better option. And two, Adam Copeland, they could have just asked him. They could have just asked Tony Khan, but they didn't do it. Tony Khan was asked if Adam Copeland had been asked to compete, would you let him go? And he said, yes, I would let him go and do it. They just refused to allow what fans wanted. There were millions of fans that wanted Copeland to get the final match. I think it's just a reality of how stupid they are. Kurt Angle versus Bret Hart would have been the dream match we deserved. Yeah, should have been. I know I deserved it. I definitely deserved it. But yeah, so tonight we're doing 2 pay-per-view discussions, and we're doing, well, you guys are asking trivia questions, so we'll see how much of a challenge you bring me tonight, and I'll see what I can answer. No doubt you guys will torture me, but I'm all in. Bring it. I mean, this is where yous are at right now. Look, I'll show you. There you go. I like the repeat. We all know you'll answer them, so there's no point. It's called having fun. It should be a young talent to be the one to get over on Cena. Why do you think it should have been old wrestlers? Because there's not a single young talent that deserves it. And I'm sorry, but and I'm going to say this as well with honesty because I can't stand the man. But Cena's final match shouldn't be about putting a final young talent over. His final match literally should have been one of his classic opponents because that's what he worked for. There's not a single young talent that I would have given the match to. And I say that with complete honesty. None of them. And that includes talent I like Braun Breaker. I'd be like, nope. Young talent right now, if they beat Cena in his final match, they get nothing out of it. Like you get nothing out of beat Cena nowadays. So it should have just been an older talent that he's part of his career. There's nobody I would have given the role to. People that were begging for the likes of Obafemi and all that, it's gone. Like, you want to put someone young in his position, he's already done it. Cena's already beaten and allowed a young talent to get one over him. He doesn't need another young talent in his final match. That ship has sailed. No, Copeland was at. Tony Khan was asked. Tony Khan said if I was asked, I would let him go. Tony Khan was actually happy to do it. He was asked in an interview. He said I was actually happy to. He said he'd be happy to oblige, but they didn't ask him. Like they simply just didn't bother asking. They're like, no, it's okay. If anything, for once, Tony Khan actually went on. If this had been 3 years ago, Tony Khan would have told them to get lost. But I think he's more. I think he's matured in that way. He can be a little bit petty still, but I think he's matured in that decision where he is a mark for the business, and Tony Khan, like most bookers, is a mark. He would have honestly allowed Adam Copeland to go. He'd be like, okay, we'll pay your accommodation, we'll pay all this. You go out there, you do the job, and then you come back. Instead, they were like, nah, shame really, because it would have led to something important. It could have led to less hostility. Santino Marella. Yeah, John Cena. The Honky Donkey Man. Cold Stone Steve Austin. I don't like the fact that that's what he does. Like that's what they turned him into because the guy can wrestle. But at least he has personality, Santino. At least he's got some personality. Acorn. Rob, that's an excellent comment. Wrestling is dead now. Attitude Era, Austin, Rock, Taker, etc. can't even hold signs up in crowd anymore. It's more commercial. There's a lot of shit like that. Followed by Sheamus, Baptista, and Umanga. I think, see, if you look at the way wrestling is nowadays, Rob's got a great point about wrestling is dead in a way that wrestling is dead that people expect this to be such a boom period, but it's not. Like, I still like to watch the classic stuff, but there's nothing much else in a way that's filled in and it's more lost in the moment. So I do see what you mean. 20 years Eddie Guerrero passed away. It's mental. It's mental. I never liked Batista. I always found him annoying. I think Batista, certainly for what he managed to accomplish, is certainly bizarre considering how long he had. Moose should be seen as final opponent partnership. You're evil. Rob, me and you'll get along. You never liked Shawn Michaels. Me and you will get along. What's been your favourite match of Eddie Guerrero? WCW, obviously, it's the match against Rey Mysterio, mask versus title. But my genuine favourite match between for Eddie Guerrero is Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 20. When AEW was formed, it gave me some faith in wrestling again. Before that, I was losing interest, literally. I mean, TNA was still there, and to be fair, New Japan was strong at the time. New Japan was saving my love for wrestling because WWE was too busy trying to kill it. Ring of Honor was still okay. Steve Austin when he smashed up Booker T in a supermarket. Yeah. I just never been a fan of these alpha male style wrestlers. The irony that it does go hand in hand, but it's overly overrated. That's not a disingenuous point. I mean, see if you look at it, the way wrestling is, see those ones that are like overly alpha male, they're also the biggest pussies. Because if you ask them to defend you, if you asked any of them to defend their families, they would probably ask what a fight is. except the genuine ones, most of them would literally run. Like the like see the likes of what you mentioned there about Batista. Batista acted like a hard man, then he stood up to Booker T, and Booker T put him on his arse. If Booker T tried that on, sorry, not Booker T, if Batista tried that on someone like Harley Race, Harley Race would have headbutted him twice. Not just once for good measure, twice, and then Batista would be in tears. Then again, though, Batista's a lot better now in terms of maturity. He's more wiser. He's actually more of a human being now. But he is an example of that. That culture wasn't great. Even like talent that tried to say, oh, they would have done this to this wrestler, they would have done that to that wrestler, and I'm like, no, you wouldn't. The only person I genuinely believe when they say I was ready to do something in the right way, the only person I believe was truly honest when they said I would have stepped up and would have done something was Chris Jericho about Brock Lesnar. Like Jericho, I know he would have got his ass kicked, but he actually was ready to step up to Lesnar, and I believe he would have. I'm from Scotland, dude. Who was the worst world champion in WWE history? Jinder Mahal. Well, look at Chris Jericho versus Bill Goldberg. Oh yeah, yeah. He did. That's because Batista tried to act all hard. He was acting hard towards him, and then Booker T's like, "Mate, I've been to prison. You really want to try me? Come on then." Now he's just a shriveled up old man who goons over Stephanie Vaquero on commentary. He used to be a real man, Booker T. If you notice me looking up, it's because I'm looking at the comments on the TV as well, just because it's much more fun to look that way. But yeah, what do you guys want to do first? Do you want to do some trivia where you guys ask me the questions, or do you want to do a pay-per-view review first? Because we're going to be here a while, so you don't need to worry about time. All I ask, of course, is you do like, share, and you do subscribe. That's the only request I have that stands out. Taker only came about like Taker didn't come across here often, but Levesque, yeah. Rock and Austin was busy. Those were those days. To be fair, they never truly left because of how things were with people. Like they didn't like certain crowd behaviors. Booker T used to be somebody I respected. I used to respect him. Now I would quote unquote love to super kick him. Dudley Boys, Harry's, Legion of Doom. See, I've never liked the Dudley Boys. Hardys were a good laugh. Legion of Doom were phenomenal. I never liked the Dudleys. Never. Trivia first. Alright then. You guys can do some trivia then. I'll see how I do this time. Someone else can keep tally of my score. No doubt yous are going to ask me questions that'll end up being mental. Well, it depends on the question, boy. You never know. I might get asked something completely bizarre tonight. Fernando, that's one of the wow. Yeah, money changes. You remember when Taker wore the white mask? Yeah, the Phantom of the Opera mask in 1995 when Yokozuna and Mabel broke his orbital bone. Yep. And I also remember the man who took the mask off him, Bret Hart, the Royal Rumble. Taker's best match of the first 4 years of his first as a main eventer, because he became more of a main eventer in '92, even though he was in a world title match in '91. In his first 4 years as a main eventer, that Bret Hart match was his best. Yeah, Yoko. To be fair, Yoko wasn't really his fault, but he did contribute to breaking the orbit bone because, well, to be fair, those thighs were huge. But it was Mabel that really did the most of the damage. Useless fat wanker. Rest in peace, obviously. And I say this with respect. Rest in peace to him, but he was a fat bastard. What was Bret Hart's wrestling gear as a rookie in Maple Leaf Wrestling? He wore black tights. I watched one of his earlier matches. He wore black tights, then he wore sky blue, then he wore. He kept changing up his gear before he eventually got to the singlet. Aye, with respect. I mean, it is respect. I'm genuinely being respectful in that way. Like, rest in peace to Mabel, but he was useless. And many people that worked with him said the same thing. Brian Pillman was great back in the day. Do you think Owen Hart falling was an accident, something dodgy? No, I think someone genuinely set him up to be killed that night. Like, he was set up to be killed. That wasn't an accident. He wore sky blue. Kyle might have something to say. You, Catherine, you filthy bitch. Right, Chester, let's see that question again. Who was the first Latina to win? Well, we're at the World Cup, so it depends. Although, to be fair, I can't really say much. The first Latina to win the World Heavyweight Championship. As in the Women's World Championship, are you talking about the men? Brian Pillman's one of the most authentic promos you'll ever see. Too bad that his son will never have the ability like his dad. That's a that's a reality though. Never seen Problem Child. Although 1990, there's a few. I mean, in terms of like 1990, who was in acting like Roddy Piper? But I've never seen like Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan. They were all acting, but I've never watched Problem Child. Oh yeah, Brian Pillman was ahead of his time. Just ask Jushin Thunder Liger. Those were the days. But yeah, I've never seen Problem Child. Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler don't get enough praise either. They made Raw's War. Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of Jerry Lawler's commentary, but with Jim Ross at least it ironed it out a bit. Kerry Von Erich, nice. I never watched Problem Child, so I can't. When it comes to that, if it's something I've never seen, I'll never bother to answer. Who won the first bunkhouse stampede in Crockett Promotions? Hmm. Remind me, was Bunkhouse, was that tag teams or was that singles? Was that single or tag team, Bunkhouse? Jerry Lawler's Battle Royal. Yeah, yeah, less said the better. Less said the better. Notifications going off everywhere. Leave me alone. The Problem Child movies are funny. I'm gonna have to look into this. I'm gonna have to really look into this. At Over the Edge 1998, Steve Austin had to wrestle Dude Love. Vince McMahon was a special guest referee. Who was the guest ring announcer? Pat Patterson. You also had timekeeper as well, Jer Briscoe. Probably not. Pat Patterson and Jill Briscoe and those two things were weird. Oh, I meant to say the Bunkhouse Stampede was like the Royal Rumble. It was first. I don't really remember the Bunkhouse Stampede. Try to think years wise, because a normal response would probably be like Ric Flair, but I don't think it was Ric Flair. I was thinking the likes of like Magnum TA, and because that just seems different. Ooh, that was a good one. Oh, Evolution was crap. Heart Foundation, because they didn't officially change hands as well because they had it and then changed them. They had quite a long run as well. I didn't mind the whole acolytes thing with the poker table because that was the birth of the APA and that was hilarious. I thought that was funny. Like the best one of them all was when The Rock done it. Walks in, knocks the door, so he knocks the table. Like he just stands there, knocks the open door anyway, and they're like, "Oh hey, Rock," which was absolutely funny. Sup, Zodiac? You guys are giving me some really good questions tonight. I'm just trying to remember them all. The Heart Foundation's title reign. I'm pretty sure. Well, the Heart Foundation did lose their titles to the Rockers, and then it was taken. Then it wasn't officially taken off them. Then they lost to the Nasty Boys. I think that was 13 months. When Shawn Michaels returned in 2002, who did he beat in his first match? It was Triple H, and it was No Holds Barred at SummerSlam 2002. The Hart Foundation had a very long title reign. Like, it was an incredible title reign. Demolition. It didn't break Demolition's record. It was crazy. As much as I love Bret Hart as a kid, I don't think he would have been able to compare with Austin and Rock on the microphone, if you get me, and it wouldn't have been good as with Rock and Austin. To be fair, Bret was actually quite good on the mic. Strikeforce were a good team. It's one, it's one of the best teams ever as well. Only one person benefited from their split, though. Which Hall of Fame legend was the first person to be inducted into the Hall of Fame twice? It's one of two people. It's between. Okay, Hulk Hogan. Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm thinking between Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, depending on when the Four Horsemen went in. It's between Hogan and Flair because of the NWO and Four Horsemen went in. I'm trying to think who and which year, because it's depending on which year they went in. Because I know Hogan went in 2015 and 2005. Ric Flair was 2008. Who was Kane's first pay-per-view opponent after he lost his mask? Bonus for the actual pay-per-view. That's 2003. Good. So I'm thinking it's Ric Flair. Kane's first opponent. He unmasked in. It's either. Oh, Rob Van Dam, SummerSlam. Yeah, because didn't he not wrestle Shane McMahon at Unforgiven? He wrestled Shane McMahon at Unforgiven. Yeah, RVD because he turned heel on him. That is the best heel turn of 2003, and it's Kane's best heel turn. Rick Martel, he was the one that benefited from Strikeforce. Ooh. I think it was it not the World Championship? He was the AWA World Champion, wasn't he? Or was it the US Champion? I haven't watched any AWA in. Oh, the last time I watched Rick Martel in AWA was 2012. I had a rough year in 2012 when it comes to wrestling. Apart from Bobby Roode, I didn't give a shit about anything in wrestling that year. And Wrestle Kingdom, that was it. I think he was world champion, I'm pretty sure. He wasn't as good as Kurt Hennig, though. Who was the oldest World Wrestling Entertainment World Heavyweight Champion? Ric Flair. No, Vince McMahon. 50. Ric Flair was the second oldest. Vince McMahon's the oldest. Vince, when he won it in 1999, I think he eclipsed Ric Flair. Because I know Vince and Flair are the oldest too. Flair was in his 40s when he won it. Vince was, well, pushing 50. I'm sure it's Vince. Yeah, wasn't Vince like Vince had just turned into his 50s at that point? He was in. I know he was in his 50s. Ric Flair, I believe, was 42 when he won the WWE title in 1992. It's a long time ago, though. I think since then, I think the only other elder statesman winner I think was Goldberg, but that's the Universal title. I don't know who the oldest has been other than that. I would say it is Gold. I would say I think the oldest three men to win it is Goldberg, Vince, and Flair, but Vince being the oldest, which is just sad in general. Who eliminated the most people in the '04 Royal Rumble? Benoit was number one, but I don't think it was him. I'm going to say the Big Slow. I don't remember the '04 Royal Rumble with good reason. I only remember the world title match. Everything else from that pay per view I blocked out of my mind. Like I purposely blocked out everything except that last man standing match. What was Tiger Ali Singh's manager when he debuted? Oh, I was watching something the other day. I was watching a classic Raw the other day. I was watching the segment where he was eating worms. No, he was eating tuna and then someone was having a go on him. Say that again, Roy Sheen. You just said the answer that you said was wrong, but it was right. Trying what was fucking Tiger Ali's manager? I remember it somewhere. Hmm. Yeah, that was it. I was trying to remember his. I was trying to remember the name. He's named after. He's named after an elephant character. It's um. It's Babu. The character's Babu. Now, in terms of who had the best women's championship reign, Trish Stratus with 450 days. Trish Stratus held the title from New Year's Resolution 2004, and she held it until WrestleMania 21. suspend Andre the Giant in 1986? Well, it can't be for steroid abuse. Um, to be fair, he never got suspended for selling the WWE title. So it's not that, and that was 2 years later. 1986 was WrestleMania 2. Who was the first wrestler to win the NWA Heavyweight title, WCW title, and WWF title? Ric Flair. Who was Undertaker's opponent in Backlash 1999? Ken Shamrock. He called him Mark. Jack Tunney suspending Andre the Giant in 1986. Well, that was WrestleMania 2. Well, WrestleMania 2 was that year. Um, I don't know, attacking an official. Why would you suspend Andre? Especially in 1986 when he's too busy in Japan and trying to suffer because he's in that phenomenal movie, Princess Bride. Not in that year, but he was in it during that period. I've never actually discussed Andre's suspension on the channel before. But yeah, the NWA title, WCW title, and WWF title that's no one else but Ric Flair. Go on then, enlighten me. I'm intrigued. It can't be for no showing. And if you say trick question, I will absolutely kill you. Best 2 out of 3 falls match in WWE. It's more of an opinion. For me, it's hmm, I think it's the triple threat WrestleMania 2000 because it was technically 2 belts for 2 titles. Oh, so technically what I said was right. I said no show. That's quite funny. I said that for a joke though. No Way Out 2001 is a good answer. Dusty Rhodes, Rhino, and Heath Slater. What year was the first Mania? 1985. Trivia is so much fun when you just get around it. Because Kurt Angle claimed that the submission was an illegal chokehold. The Taz mission, which of course JR said was perfectly legal, and Jerry Lawler and Kurt Angle were like, hell no. Name all the wrestlers Ric Flair beat for his 16 world championships. Harley Race, Ricky Steamboat, Sting, Vader, Randy Savage. He was awarded the title by Kevin Nash. Royal Rumble against 29 other wrestlers. Randy Savage again. Randy Savage multiple times, actually. Uh, Ronnie Garvin. It's the, one of the members of Four Horsemen. Hold on 2 seconds. Ah, what was his name? Sonjay Dutt versus Jay Lethal. That was about SoCal Val. Uh, he beat Dusty Rhodes for it because obviously he lost the belt. He did lose to Dusty. Frank. Bret Hart, he beat Flair, Yokozuna, Undertaker. Then he won the vacant match, which involved Vader, Taker, and Stone Cold. That was his. That was his fourth reign. Taker was the fifth reign. Diesel. He beat Chris Benoit when the title was vacant. There's one more because he was a 7-time champion. There's one more. One more. WrestleMania 2 was in two places, I believe. I never liked that. I hate they did that. I never got over that as well. Like, but yeah, I never really. That was on my mum. I'll tell you one thing though. WrestleMania 2 was actually on my mum's birthday. That's something about WrestleMania 2 that I'll never forget. I'll never forget that, you know? Let me see. Um, okay, so Chicago and the Nassau Coliseum, Uniondale, New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. Who was the Big Show Giants' last opponent in WCW before jumping ship to WWE? I'm proud to say I don't remember. I don't remember, and I'm so proud. Bret Hart's first feud in his singles career post Foundation. Well, he went on to win the Intercontinental title at, at SummerSlam, but he had a feud in between with. He had a feud as well with Bad News Brown, but that wasn't that period, I don't think. I know he had like his first major feud, obviously, like big feud, obviously where it mattered was Perfect. But I think in between that, I know he had stuff with Bad News Brown just because it was always there, but that was late after that. I think he had gone by then. So there wasn't a lot of good talent at that time as well. That's something I can't be kind to. Owen's first match, I remember him wrestling Mr. Perfect, and then he had a tag match as well. But I don't think it was at that point, but I do remember it. He had a match with Perfect, and he had a match as a tag team with Coco Beware. But I don't think he was. I don't think Perfect was his first opponent. I can't answer that. Nah, sorry. I can't answer that question. I can't do it. I just can't. I can't do it. It was. That's why I. That's why I can't answer it. Even though what happened to her was many years later, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Sorry. That's all right, James. Oh, we're on 435 subscribers now. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, folks. First match in WCW and WWE. I don't I don't remember if he ever did wrestle Benoit, but he kept going after Benoit. And then WWE, I remember his first feud being with Jerry Lawler, but I can't remember. I mean, you're going back 25 years when that period of WWE was mixed match for new talent. I don't really remember. My memory for those sort of things is quite foggy. Raven's another one I struggle to answer with for Raven. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm all right with that. Who made a return for the '08 Royal Rumble? Cena, number 30. Yeah, I don't mind at all. I don't mind. I have my moments when I really know it, or I think about it in the time that it gets to me. I will get the answer. Who was Cena's first feud after turning babyface? Cena turned babyface in 2003. Cena, yeah, 2003. There's Team Lesnar. I remember he was part of Team Angle, so can I just say Team Lesnar? Who was Sting's tag team partner and opponents for the main event of Slamboree 1998? 1998, it was Sting and the Giant versus Scott Hall and Kevin Nash for the WCW tag team titles. Scott Hall turned on Kevin Nash, and then Sting won, and then Sting beat Sting beat the Giant at the Great American Bash to win the titles, and he teamed up with Lex Luger. Which former boxer was inducted into the 2012 Hall of Fame? That was Mike Tyson. Cena wouldn't do that. He hasn't got it in him. Plus, his schedule is not possible. What did Triple H announce in 2002 after return from injury? That he was going to enter and win the Royal Rumble. What year was the spinning US title introduced? 2004. The only good thing that title had on TV was when it got blew up on SmackDown. At King of the Ring 1997, who did Hunter Hearst Helmsley defeat in the final? Mankind, because they had a rematch at SummerSlam in the steel cage. Foley did a top of the cage elbow drop. AJ Styles' first match in TNA was a 6-man tag. Your favorite wrestling match from the 90s? My favorite wrestling match from the 90s was... Well, I'll do it in 3 waves. I'll do earlys, mids, and lates. Early 90s, it's Brett versus Perfect. Mid 90s, it's Bret Hart versus the 1-2-3 Kid. And then late 90s, again, funnily enough, no coincidence, is Bret. But it's Bret versus Taker. And Bret versus Austin joint, those two. Those were my favourites from the 90s. But to be fair, WCW also had a match I really liked. Flair versus Vader, Starrcade 93. Who were the participants in the very first Ultimate X? Oh, jeez. Fucking hell. 2003 we're going back to. Sabin, Bentley, Styles, Amazing Red. Nah, that's all wrong. I can't remember the first one. The first Ultimate X match, though, was 4-sided ring. Even though we have discussed this in previous streams, who's the toughest in professional wrestling history? And I'm sure that's a long list. So who is the toughest professional wrestler? For me, toughest ever is Harley Race and Haku. Haku and Harley Race 100% are the two. Aye. Hang on, I was right. Hold on. I said Chris Sabin. He eventually became Michael Bentley, so it's Michael Shane. Kazarian? Who did Chris Jericho beat to become the first undisputed champion, and who helped him win? Name the two he beat and who helped him at what pay-per-view. So it was Vengeance 2001. He beat The Rock, then he beat Stone Cold, and he was helped by Vince McMahon and Booker T. Who was Samoa Joe's first match in TNA and his first match on NXT? His first match in TNA was Jushin Thunder Liger, Bound for Glory, 2005. His first match on NXT. That was 20. What was that? 20. Was that 20? Was that 2016? His first match in NXT. Um. Well, the best heel turn is the. To be fair, there's actually two. The people are just going to automatically say Hulk Hogan, but another one is Larry Zbyszko when he turned on Bruno Sammartino, because it was the first time that a steel chair was used as well. A chair was used as a weapon. It's the first time that a chair was used as a weapon for a heel turn, and it shocked everybody because he became public enemy number one. He became public enemy number one. Did you rate Jeff Hardy's heel turn? I did actually. I just thought the actual performance was awful. Funny thing is, I remember Leon Slater against Mark Haskins, but that was 2 years ago. Catch you later, Roy Sheen. I remember him at Turning Point 2023 against Mark Haskins, but that wasn't it. What year did Hogan and Eric join TNA? Well, here's the thing that people will forget. People are going to say 2010, but the answer is actually 2009. Hogan signed with TNA in 2009. Taker turn on JR becoming Big Evil was what saved his career. Funnily enough, Samoa Joe's NXT debut, Dax Harwood, who caused the car accident, the the car accident, the house on fire and pyro. Well, some of it was obviously not true, but it's labeled as Matt Hardy. Why is that? Why is that a thing? You've got to be kidding me. Which was better, the Four Horsemen or the NWO? I would have to say the Four Horsemen. Also, question: why is Bailey going up against Sol Ruka Saturday Night's main event? Why? I think the Four Horsemen was cooler than the NWO personally. Better workers and cooler in general. He won his first TNA X Division Championship in 2002. He won his first TNA World title in 2009. He won it in a fatal five-way. Literally. Who was the individual joined Triple H and China the Raw after Mania in '98? It was the DX Army. It was a returning Sean Waltman as X-Pac. He got a 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3 chant. The best member of that faction in '98, in my opinion, was X-Pac. Without a shadow of a doubt. And I stand by that. Who appeared in WWE first, Shelton Benjamin or Charlie Haas? Didn't they not appear on SmackDown on the exact same segment? When Team Angle was formed in 2002. Was it not the exact same time? They were in OVW together, so you can't really say like OVW, but in terms of on WWE television, it was the exact same segment. They came out at the same time. Who did Team Angle beat for the tag championships? They beat, let's see, tag team champions. It was in 2004. Yeah, same segment, yeah. Just trying to think in terms of champions. It wasn't Eddie and Benoit. Sorry, Angle and Benoit. It wasn't Edge and Edge and Mysterio. Then it was Los Guerreros. I'm trying to think. Was it Los Guerreros or was it Eddie and Chavo? Eddie and Chavo was Los Guerreros or Edge and Mysterio. Just trying to remember. WrestleMania 19, Mysterio faced Matt Hardy for the Cruiserweight title, so they weren't champions at that point. So they would have lost it in that period. And then obviously Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas won the titles. Hmm. They had a good tag run as well, and I'm glad they defended the belts at WrestleMania. Oh, I think they were tag champs at the No Way Out because they didn't need to defend the titles because they were in that six-man tag. Because I remember that 6-man tag. That was sloppy behaviour. Even though it had some good wrestlers in it, it was just really sloppy. I can't remember if it's Los Guerreros or Edge and Mysterio. So I think just because they were heels, I'll say Edge and Mysterio. I can't remember. I can't remember that for the life of me. Yeah, very sloppy. I'm not sure if it was Los Guerreros or Edge and Mysterio. I know that at that point they were champions. I just can't remember. Wait, hold on. Eddie Guerrero and Chavo won at Survivor Series. Yes, it's Los Guerreros. Was Hawaiian Crush any good? Nah. Survivor Series '02. Los Guerreros won the tag titles. So yeah, Eddie and Chavo. The only thing Eddie Guerrero got wrong in 2003, on the other hand, was losing the US title to the Big Slow. To be honest, this is actually a much more fun situation. This is actually more fun than discussing fucking final resolution. So you guys are making me smile. I have, and yet he still wants to come back to WWE, which is just weird. ECW Star 2001, Rhino, Edge and Christian. Who was the referee that Eddie Guerrero whipped to cheat to a win? Was that not Nick Patrick? I don't think it was Mike Chioda because he was on Raw. Nick Patrick was on SmackDown. Was it Jimmy? It's either Nick Patrick or Jimmy Corderas. I thought so because Nick Patrick had weird shit. What the fuck does that mean? Is that a trademark for somebody they're going to be racist towards? Because that makes no sense. You know, I always thought was funny is Haas and Benjamin always called themselves the world's greatest tag team, but they never actually let them be that. They always mugged them off. I don't think this is right, but it's the only one I remember. WrestleMania 25 with Jericho in the handicap match. That's the only one I remember last. Like, I don't remember anything after that. Like, I don't remember any matches after that. I just remember because it was Ricky Steamboat was by far the best performer. Team Angle were champions until after WrestleMania. They did hold the gold for quite a while. I think it was like I think it was like 5, 6 months, from what I remember, because they held the titles all the way up past WrestleMania because they ridiculed Kurt Angle for losing his title, and they obviously said, "Well, we defended ours." So actually, let me see if I can amend the name of this stream, because I think we're not. We're just going to skip. Let me see if I can. If anyone does want to join, by the way, you're more than welcome. I might need to drop the link elsewhere, but let me see. See if I can change. See the way this show's going. I think we're just gonna have a fun conversation and just not talk final battle or final resolution. Because let's be real, I think this is a much more fun show. I don't think we need to do a pay-per-view review tonight. Let's just have fun. Let's just have fun. Unless you guys want to ask anything about those pay-per-views, I'm happy to talk about. But one thing I am going to talk about, trivia is a lot. Yes, it is, and good fun conversation. What I will say though that I'm really not happy about is TNA announced this new TV deal, and the first thing you do is you have another NXT star to win your title. They've now won every championship that TNA has to offer at some way, shape, or form. I'm sorry, but this is not a good way to promote yourself. It's actually really painful. Now, whilst I switch on the PC to change things, you lot can keep an eye on her for me. You can keep an eye on my wee princess. Shit. If you wonder why I'm not sitting in a chair, that's your reason. And as you can tell, she's now got my hood trapped in her paw. It's okay. You're frickin' psycho. It's okay. I'm gonna see if I can try join it from here. Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. Okada's first. Yeah, her name's Bella, and she's a nightmare. Okada's first title win came at New Beginning against Tanahashi. Right. Watch this. Watch this. Watch. Keep watching. Come on in. Good. Come on in. Gotcha. You can't beat me when it comes to speed. No, she's just called Bella. I had nothing to do with it. I need to sort. Actually, that's something I need to do tonight as well. I need to sort Discord for everybody for tomorrow because the big stream's tomorrow. Right, let me see if I can set this here. Oh, what happened to my fucking thing? Where's my phone thing? I need to balance my phone whilst I'm talking to you lot. Who did Roddy Piper beat to win his first Intercontinental Championship? Bonus name and pay-per-view. An underrated champion, in my opinion, it was the Mountie, and it was Royal Rumble. It was the Royal Rumble 1992 because he was on. When he came out, all you heard was Roddy Piper won his first championship tonight. He's got a chance to be the first double champion since Ultimate Warrior. I loved the Mountie. Incredibly underrated wrestler. Doesn't get his credit. And I'd love to know why. But he was a transitional champion because obviously Brett lost the title to him. Will the other two guys be joining us tomorrow? It's actually more than that tomorrow. It's myself, Keen, Josiah, Bleach, and Temple. All five of us. It's a head-to-head tomorrow for the My GM Championship. Well, My GM competition, obviously. We're all doing it. Where is my bloody thing for my phone? I had like a wee case stand thing for my phone. Just trying to find it. It was a good match. The Mountie gets so much hate, and I don't know why. I think he was excellent. I've always liked the Mountie. And I'm going to say this, even though WrestleMania 8 is a classic, by the way, between Brett and Piper, I wouldn't have minded Brett versus the Mountie at WrestleMania for the title. Like, I actually think that match would have been really good. But I'm not complaining because Brett versus Piper is a classic anyway, and Brett actually gave Piper what he really deserved. He gave him a great WrestleMania match. He gave him a chance to win his first title, and that's how it should be. Who should call the stream table for 5? The man who wonderfully knocked out the Dynamite Kid and put him in his place for good. Exactly. Reese, which 2 ECW stars were Stone Cold's only matches in ECW? You should, I mean. Oh, right, okay. I know one of them. I can't remember the other one. So the one I'm going to say that I remember is Mikey Whipwreck. I didn't really watch Steve Austin's ECW run because I actually didn't like Steve Austin in ECW, if I'm being honest. But I know Mikey Whipwreck was one of them. The other one wasn't Tommy Dreamer. Wasn't. Well, I know Mikey Whipwreck was one of them. Yeah, he was. I don't get why he didn't. He didn't get a lot of respect. Right, let's see if I can change the name of this promo. This name of this stream. Let me see if I can do it just now. All right. I always hate the fact that Stunning Steve Austin never came. The hour that is ironic to what became Stone Cold's gimmick. Ironic. The Mountie always got his man. That's true. Oh, wait, hang on. Does that count? Maybe you can tell me why, because I'm trying. Oh, the Sandman, the drinking. Triple threat for the title. Which ECW pay-per-view was the very last one before going out of business and being bought by WWE? Oh. See if I can get this stupid thing. Funnily enough, because I've got a joke about this pay-per-view and I'd love to tell you guys. I've got a joke about this pay-per-view that you're going to laugh about. So Tammy Sitch went out drinking one day, was in her car, and sadly crashed into someone and killed them. Next thing you know, she was guilty as charged. Too bad that those who wasn't guilty was Paul Heyman for stealing your money. Did you like Biker Mice from Mars? Yeah, I did actually. Did the Mountie have a real cattle prod? I don't know if he did. I don't know actually. Right, where is this thing? I want to see if I can change the stream on here because I don't know. Let me have a look. You know they're actually. I'm gonna hate to burst your bubble, but they're actually remaking Biker Mice from Mars. I'm sorry, but it's true. See, I knew you'd like it, Maria. 436 subscribers now. Thank you so much, folks. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. I'm just going to turn the camera for 2 seconds. I don't feel bad for Tammy Sitch, but Paul Heyman really screwed people over. Let me just turn this off for 2 seconds just while I change this video, okay? Because I actually do prefer this. I haven't seen Salah's interview. What's he said? You forgot to mention how good Sonny looked in that LOD outfit. Well, I suppose. How come reboots of He-Man or Thundercats have never worked? I think it's the fact is the nostalgia is too strong. Who was the female name? What was the female name that managed Steve Austin and Pillman in WCW? I don't think it was. It wasn't Sherry. I only remember them being managed by a couple of guys, but that was about it, really. Not Happy Camp, the Red Half in Merseyside. I wonder why. I'm trying to see if I can still join from the PC. I want to try and join it from the PC, but I don't know how. Because I don't like the fact you can't just go live on this. You can do it on your phone, but you can't do it from here. Sunny was, in terms of looks-wise, she was fine. But in terms of actual behaviour, horrible. Do you think Bret Hart burned his bridge, his WWE bridge for good? He has now. I personally think he has now. And I don't think you can actually save that. I don't think you can save it. I think he's done. I'll be right back in 2 seconds, folks. Keep your questions in, and I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Madam Blossom. I don't really remember her. Do you think Bret Hart slept with Sunny? No, absolutely not. If there's one thing Bret Hart wouldn't do, is that. I can absolutely guarantee on that. That's one thing Bret would never do, especially because Sunny actually looked up to Bret, even though she fucking screwed him over. I hate what she did to him. Oh, wow. All right, I didn't realize we're on that. We're on 132 views tonight already. Is Bret Hart the worst there is, the worst there was, the worst there ever will be at doing PR? At PR, he's a bit of a nightmare. No, Bret never slept with Sunny. He never slept with Sunny. Like I can categorically confirm you on that one. He never did. I wonder if I copy the link, will it let me? In fact, I that comes across. I'm reposting that one. What are your thoughts on Scarlett Johansson being the Batman too? I fucking love it. I love Scarlett Johansson. That I'm absolutely excited for. TikTok, I don't care about confirming my age because I don't want to go live on your shitty profile and application. Go suck a duck. Right, let's see. Will this work? It's only available on mobile devices. That is crap. You should be allowed to just go live on YouTube on your own device. That is ridiculously stupid. No wonder YouTube isn't fun when you just want to go live. Okay, I'll just leave the chat on the PC, but I'll do it from here. Also, I'll keep the chat here, but I'm still live on my PC and the phone. Who do you think she's going to play in Batman Part 2? I think it's between Phantasm, Vicky Vale, or Poison Ivy. What is your favourite thing about Scarlett Johansson? Her voice, her acting, her face, her body. All of the above. Here's the funny thing. See when Mo Salah gets sold, Liverpool will be a better team again. No, she's about 12 times because she's fat and horrible. Yeah, that's true. Zoe Kravitz isn't coming back for it. Shame, really. She was actually good as Catwoman, despite what morons across the world believed. She was actually a good Catwoman. I don't understand the hate she got. I really don't. Yeah, I like Zoe Kravitz as an actor. I think she's actually really good. I just don't understand it. I generally don't get it. That is correct, Glenn. The fact that you know that as well scares me. Like, that scares me that you know that. Who's hotter, Scarlett Johansson or Elizabeth Olsen? Scarlett Johansson. Although Elizabeth Olsen is very attractive as well. But Scarlett Johansson, 100%. See, this is what we can do. Just conversation and trivia, and we'll have a laugh. Do you think X-Pac should have been WWF champion in '98 or no? No, but he did deserve more than one title match, though. He at least had more to offer. Funny. I don't think I've ever said on here, should Tanahashi win his last match against Okada? Yeah. Okada will be gunning for him, though. Like, he'll want to win, but I think Okada will put him over. I think Okada will show respect and put him over. And I really hope he does too. That would have been brilliant, James. Heath Ledger versus Mark Hamill in a Joker face-off. That would have been so good. I would have really liked that as well. Just updating the thumbnail for the show. Oh, that would have been epic. It's true, Batsy. I know everything. Mark Hamill's got the absolute best Joker voice out of them all, but he's not my favorite Joker. If you could go back in time, which wrestling event would you go back to watch live? Wrestle Kingdom 9. Before that, as an older viewer, probably either WrestleMania 17 or Starcade 97, just so I can hop the rail and beat up Hulk Hogan. Name the wrestlers Undertaker beat at WrestleMania. Okay, sure. I'll even do it like this. If I played you like a violin and cut your strings. Okay. And since it's not TikTok, I'm not going to get in trouble just for lifting up my bloody shirt, even though there was nothing on show. So wrestlers that Taker beat at WrestleMania. Okay. Jimmy Snuka, Jake Roberts, Giant Gonzalez, King Kong Bundy, Diesel, Psycho Sid, Kane, Big Boss Man, Triple H, Ric Flair, Big Slow and A-Train, Kane again, Randy Orton, Mark Henry, Batista, Edge, Shawn Michaels, Triple Beak, CM Punk, Bray Wyatt, Shane McMahon, AJ Styles. Oh, and hold on, in a minute, hold on. John Cena, AJ Styles. No, my favorite Joker is Jack Nicholson. No, I actually agree that he should have been stripped of the title because it led to something better. It led to that. It led to that TLC match that's actually quite underrated. I still can't believe that Kara Tagawa passed away. Oh, triple beat from Pinocchio was hilarious. Where does he get those wonderful toys? That was a great. That was a great line. That was a great line. To be honest, I didn't like the original version of Bullet Club, but it was 2013, and it was Bad Luck Fale, Tamatonga, Carl Anderson, and Prince Devitt. They betrayed Taguchi. It was horrible. Eventually, obviously, we got the members we needed, but I did not like it, honestly. I did not like the original version, but it was okay. What was I going to answer? Taker's first match after Survivor Series. It was on Superstars of Wrestling, but I can't remember the opponent. He did have some matches in between, though. Like, because he had the way they done it, it was so stupid. I remember he had one match against, because they brought up an interview, it was Rick Sampson as an interview, but I don't know if that was before or after. And Bob, you are my number one guy. And I, yes, sir, you are my number one. And I. It was so good. So good. Bob Gunn. Gonna need a moment alone, boys. All right, get out of here. Move it. So good. So good. But yeah, he had Mancini on his taped debut when he was called Kane the Undertaker before his debut, and then he had a taped match with Rick Sampson. But I don't know if that was before or after. You'll never hear of the name Rick Sampson again. I'm like a dog catching cars. I wouldn't know what to do with them if I caught one. I just do things. You know what they say about chance? It's fair. Honestly, if you had all of them together just doing like one script reading about Joker versus Joker versus Joker, Hamill, Nicholson, and Heaton, I don't think you could ever have anything greater. It was a masterpiece of portrayal. It's just a shame that that role is so legendary that it ruined it. Which actor punched Triple H on SmackDown? It's the worst punch until Hugh Jackman gets involved. 1999 is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm sorry, but he should never have got a bloody political role. How he got a political role in the US is absolutely funny. I'll be back. It was such a bad punch. It was such a bad segment. In fact, I'll go on better. It was such a bad match as well. Like it was so bad. End of. Like it was just so bad. It was just as bad as Vince when he does a punch on Shane in 2000. The way he goes to punch him, it looks like he's tried to like tap him with a stick. Uh, uh, uh. Sorry, that's a Little Britain moment, but I just couldn't help it. Oh, I've seen that film so many times, but for me, Heath Ledger's Joker's second best. In terms of live action, second best. I've got nothing against Heath Ledger's Joker. I love Heath Ledger's Joker. I've used that Joker as face paint before. Who cares about Shona McGarty? Shirley Kemp didn't want husband Martin to be Bond. I bet she didn't. Arnie's whole fiasco was terrible. Yeah, it was. I don't know how that crap. I don't know why that show's still on TV. It's fucking boring. Angry Ginge versus H. I mean, just shoot you now. Why don't you? 6 Pinot Noirs. Jesus, she's crazy. What's this? Damn, you're bald. Oh, I give Vince credit for stepping into the cage with Stone Cold. I've praised that match before. That match, by the way, I will say comfortably, is good. Vince versus Stone Cold at St. Valentine's Day Massacre is actually really good. Looks like Rocky Jr. wants Brazil to bring in Neymar for the World Cup. Please don't. I don't want to get humiliated. Rachel Reeves, disaster. Her budget faces a £10 billion black hole. Good. I hope she gets killed. Politically, I hope her political career gets killed. BBC radio presenter Dave Monk died aged 72. Oh, Christ. Oh, yeah, I remember that as well. Honestly, some of the stuff he did was horrible. He's just an absolute spud. And I'll say this controversially: Arnold Schwarzenegger. If it wasn't for the Terminator films, nobody would give a shit about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Even though his third film onwards were crap. The first one and the second one, Judgment Day, which is the best one, are the only two that's good. Arnold or Stallone? What better actor? Stallone. Definitely Stallone for me. Far better actor. So Salah says he's been thrown under the bus. Let's throw him under a bus then. We'll see how he really feels. That's just funny. This town needs an enema. That was funny. Winged freak terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me. That's probably my favorite line that he does in that entire film. Winged freak terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. What? That can't be real. Oh yeah, if you're a WWE fan, by the way, there's an interview coming out on the 9th of December, 4 o'clock UK time, and that's 4 o'clock in the morning. A John Cena interview about his journey, legacy, and life. Which young AEW female wrestler next 5 years will be AEW Women's Champion? Julia Hart. Shall we dance? Some men just want to watch the world burn. And some men just want to watch the world burn. No way. There's a YouTube channel called Con TV. Oh, they've not made it available in my country. You bastard. All 5 seasons of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, they're streaming it right now. I'm like, and it's not even available in this country. They've made it. You bastards. That would have been top tier. 141 views now. Thank you so much, everybody. That deadline's on tonight. I just don't care. Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil under the pale moonlight? What? It's something I say to all my prey. Bang. I love purple. Excuse me. You ever dance with the devil under the pale moonlight? I'm gonna kill you. You idiot. You made me. You threw me in that vat of chemicals. I made you. You made me first. What are you talking about? You killed my parents. Well, sure, I didn't kill your parents. You're gonna have a guy with glasses, are you? So good. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Come on. That was a good scene. That was a good scene. That film is my favorite Batman film, and it always will be. Did you think Suicide Squad Joker was as bad as folks say? Yeah. It was horrible. Jared Leto is the worst Joker ever. He was horrible, start to finish. Why they gave him the role, I'll never know. He was crap. Oh yeah, he definitely did. We've been live 2 hours, 17 minutes, and you know what? It doesn't feel like it. Like, it really doesn't feel like it. I think that's because of you guys. You guys are just, you always make these streams fun, and I don't, I know for a fact that this isn't just a one person. I mean, I know I run things on here and I own the channel, but it's more than one person. It's everyone's involvement that means so much, and I can't really explain just the importance and the gratitude. But I really am glad that we've been able to build such a strong, entertaining, and involved community that just understands it. What was your favorite Joker game over line on any of the three Arkham games? It has to be the line where he goes, "That wasn't funny." Ugh. Rank all the Batman actors. Wow. Okay, number one, Michael Keaton. Number two, Christian Bale. Number three, Val Kilmer. Number four, Adam West. And then sorry, actually, hold on, scrap that. Number four, Ben Affleck. Number five, Adam West. Number six, fucking hell. Number one, Michael Keaton. Number two, Christian Bale. Number three, Ben Affleck. Number four, Val Kilmer. Number five, Adam West. Number six, George Clooney. Actually, no, hold on. Even for that's a bit harsh. Robin Pattinson is after Ben Affleck, then Adam West, then George Clooney. Top five animated Batman movies. Okay, number one for me, 100% is Mask of the Phantasm. Number two, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. Number three, The Killing Joke. Number four, Under the Red Hood. And number five, The Dark Knight Returns Part 1. And then the sixth one would be Part 2, The Dark Knight Returns. But Mask of the Phantasm for me will always be number one. John Carpenter or Wes Craven? Oh. This is controversial, but I'm going to have to say Wes Craven. But I love John Carpenter. Because he also had, obviously, he had, The Thing. The Thing was good, but. That's cold. Halloween as well, but Wes Craven. Wes Craven just had some films I really do like, though. Like the Scream franchise obviously was insane. That's a fucking good question, that. I'd have to say Wes Craven. Freddy Krueger or Pinhead? Freddy Krueger. Pinhead for me is actually somebody who could have been a lot better. Nightmare on Elm Street as well for Wes Craven is so good. I was going to say, aye. 2000s, Cillian Murphy was in one of his films. So was the last that played Natalia in Goldeneye. Swamp Thing is a film I've always liked that he did. Underrated. Sadly, Scream 2 came out in the year I was born, so I can't really say much pain, but obviously Scream, the original, came out a year before I was born. That's a brutal question to ask. but I love it. You guys never let me get away from the hard questions. James Cameron or Christopher Nolan? I am a big fan of James Cameron's work, but for me, it's Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan, 100, 200, 300, 400, 5,000%. Ribs. 2 seconds. See if put my phone on charge. Here's one for you. What elements of bat suits would you take out of each incarnation to create your own bat suit? Okay. I would take. I would take the armor plating from the Dark Knight suit. I would take. I would take the cowl and cape and the bat logo from Keaton's suit. From Affleck's suit, I would take the belt and I would take the boots. And then from Pattinson's Batman, I would take the cape. So the cowl and the logo from Keaton, the armor plating from Bale, the I would take the wrist plates and the boots, and then I would take the belt from Pattinson. Sal News hit the internet when it comes to football. So many different opinions from so many people, especially everyone. It's crazy. Sinister Six or Legion of Doom? Sinister Six. The Legion of Doom could have been a lot better, but they let them down. In the comic books, they're far better, but in films, they're better. Sorry, the films they're not as strong as the Sinister Six was in terms of the animated versions. They weren't as strong. So Sinister Six. You know, I'm almost at a very important milestone. And also, welcome in, Dan. Good to see you. Here's a fun statement that I'm actually really proud of. Peter Parker, Miles Morales. It's still Peter Parker, but I do like Miles Morales. Here's something I'm very proud of. I've not had any alcohol for 23 months. That's 101 weeks, 16,918 hours currently, 60,905,300 plus seconds, and that's 1,015,088 minutes, and that's 705 days without alcohol. I'm not an alcoholic or anything like that. I just don't like alcohol, so I've not had any alcohol in that long. But yeah, I'm almost at 2 years without even any. Tobey Maguire for me. Andrew Garfield is an underrated Spider-Man, and Peter Parker. He deserves credit, but it's definitely Tobey Maguire for me. Abel, you absolute ball blue chew shagger. It is good to see you. Oh, I feel really good about it. I don't really care about alcohol. I used to just do it with friends, like when we would go out for friendly dinners, like friend group dinners and all that. I'd have like a glass of wine or a Corona, and then it got to New Year's Eve in 2024, and I was like, you know what? I just can't be bothered. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not having any more drink, and I've not had any since. I used to feel like that a lot, where I was like, alcohol was like, I just don't want it. And there's times where I had it, and then I was like, ugh. And then eventually I was like, you know what? This is it. Like, I'm just done. Never again. So I'll never have alcohol again in any shape or form. The only way somehow I get alcohol is if someone was to spike me, which I hope never happens. Yeah, which is completely valid, my friend. Completely valid. I wonder, can I do? I want to do a fun poll with everybody. Let me just. You can look at my. You can look at the screen whilst I'm typing. There you go. I just want to put a poll in. Appreciate that. What used to be your drink of choice? Corona and just a random glass of red wine. I just want to see what you all think because this starts tomorrow. I just want to get your opinion. Polls in the chat. Let me know what you think. Who do you think will win season 1 of the Fatal 4-Way My GM series? Who do you think will win? First episode is tomorrow. Obviously, I'm going to try and win, but be as honest as you can. Who do you think will win? So far, looking at on this screen, 3 votes for me. Wow, you all must really think I'm going to win. Do my best. I shall do my best. You've not seen anyone's rosters properly. Well, funny you should mention that, Abu. Funny you should mention that, sir. I do have a series for it on the channel. Yeah, at least someone's voted Temple. Someone's been kind. In the chat, I'm just going to drop it in for everybody so they can see it. Where is it? Playlists. The first roster stream is that one. I've got a playlist for it which everyone can view. And the second episode is tomorrow. Who should win the women's tag team championships? Considering the teams we have now, it should be it should be Nightingale and Harley Cameron, and Tony Storm should now officially turn heel. She should become tortured Tony Storm. I picked you because you don't have no women's division. So does Temple. But mind you, my roster is strong. If you do like your wrestling matches tonight as well on Collision, it's John Moxley versus Takeshita on Collision in the Continental Classic. I think that's going to be really good. 2 hours, 34 minutes, 21. I think we'll go maybe another 15 minutes, and then I'll wrap up for the evening. Moxley versus Takeshita will be solid. I agree. We'll go until 10:30 UK time, so another 15 minutes. And then I'm going to log into Discord on my PC, see if I can connect it to my OBS, and if I can connect it to OBS, then tomorrow episode 1 should go for a hitch. Ready for next week for seeing us. See you later. Can't wait for him to disappear, mate. I'm pure counting down the clock. Buzzing. Can't wait for him to go. THQ or 2K? THQ. Not TK. 2K need to stop with the annual game release, and they need to do one game and just update. They need to just update the games on an annual basis. We'll get Big Ben to announce at midnight he's gone. I mean, I'm just going to put up I'm just going to go, boom, boom, celebrate good times. Fuck off. That's exactly what I will do. After the bell rings, I will put that up as a YouTube short. Speaking of that, hold on. Let me just the best one of that. The absolute best one. This is the best one. And it's not even close. Oh, where is it? Oh, 2 seconds, let me find it. Yeah, they do need to do that. I agree. That's it. Right, 2 seconds, folks. Yeah, I want them to bring back your own music upload stuff again.
Oh, hell yeah. Goodbye. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh, hell yeah. Goodbye. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no,
I fucking love that segment. Oh, July 1999 was fucking peak. Like that was fun days. Like just when he just goes to Jim Ross. Hey, you come here, come in the ring. Stone Cold. Sorry, hold on. Let me phrase that. The WWF champion Stone Cold has requested we sing a song as we say goodbye to the former chairman of the board. How does it go? Na 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 na. Oh hell yeah! Goodbye. And then everyone just starts singing, and it's just absolutely fucking hilarious. Cena and WWE are being sued over theme music. Fantastic. Jerry the King Lawler's voice hilarious. Not that song. Not that song. Oh, fun times. See what's funny about the PlayStation 2 is I used to have like all like the old Limp Bizkit songs like on my PS2. And I used to play like SmackDown versus Raw 2007. And I had My Way as my entrance theme. I've still got all the CDs to actually put them onto my PC because I've got a 250 I've got a 250 megabyte PlayStation memory card. Let's have a look at some wrestling news. Let's see if we can find some. Not that song. It's just the way he does it. It's brilliant. Give me a little bit of Deonna Purrazzo with a belt beside her. Yummy. Oh, that would be so funny. Fabregas with the most bizarre comment I've ever seen. I prefer to lose like this instead of defend. After they lost 4-0 to Inter. Yep, she did, and I watched the whole thing and I was enjoyed it. So good. Man United are eyeing Bradley Barcola. A swap deal plus cash. Behave. I've got all of the Trivium CDs and 2 3-day Grace CDs, and I had the Xbox 360 that I used to have. I would have done the old games. I've got like Hollywood Undead, Disturbed, Metallica, Limp Bizkit, Drowning Pool, My Chemical Romance, all on CD behind me. Downfall of Mercedes begins. Yeah, well, and at least her becoming world champion. Okay, here's something. I think we'll all like. This was on the Final Battle media scrum. Tony Khan says he has an idea of doing an all-women show in AEW Ring of Honor, suggesting a Global War special with women's wrestlers from all over. Definitely an all-women's event with women from all over is something I've thought about again and again. Potentially a Global Wars, bringing women from all over could be great too. Hollywood Undead, fuck the world. For me, it's My Town. That can't be true. That creepy Man United Addicts account is saying that Joe Glazer's flying into the UK next week to take back football control from Ineos. He's prepared to sack Ruben Amorim and desperate US Champions League push. Jason Wilcox's job is under threat. Yeah, AEW is fine. AEW is completely fine. Danny Luna and Indy Hartwell will compete in a dog collar match next week. A callback to Killer Kelly versus Masha Slamovich, and she's actually trolled her really good. Saying don't become lovers at the same time. Just read a comment. Champions League, here we come from an Everton fan, and no, that's not me. I'm not that damn drunk. So good. I can't believe Fiorentina are bottom of Serie A. They've not won a game all season. 14 losses. And yet, Afina, obviously, for the fourth final battle in a row, is victorious. Oh, all this, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have done this. Go fuck off. He wouldn't have won anything. Oh, what do you know? The only other YouTube account that actually, Twitter account that's an NXT, not NXT, TNA fan that actually understands my pain. He's called Yellowbone, right? He put up a tweet last night saying Stacks winning international title is the least viewed segment from last night's pay-per-view. It was also the first one uploaded. And he also says, TNA, we genuinely don't want these people winning the belts, and we don't care. 13,000 views. That should tell you how much people fucking don't want this partnership. Well, from people that actually care. Fucking rat bastards. And Kunku could leave Milan in January. Fucking hell, we only spent 30 million in the summer. Exactly, they're finally fucking listening. It only took them long enough. I was ahead of the curve. I'm glad that Guevara and Mortos won the tag titles last night. What else? Let's see what actual other news is out there. Ba, 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 ba. Before we wrap up, obviously, because it's been a really good stream tonight. Right, so that trademark that WWE is going for, Fad to Ache. I don't even know what that means. Deadline's on tonight if you want to suffer that. I still don't understand Bailey versus Sol Ruka. Next week at Saturday night's main event, Cody Rhodes will face the winner of Alba Femi and Ricky Saints. I think we know who that's going to be. Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest teaming up again just looks horrible. Damian Priest looks like a sex offender. Will you be okay if Jericho comes back? In a way, yeah. But in a way, I'm not sure what he gets out of it. Were you a fan of Val Venus? For a little while. Cena on the Joe Rogan podcast said something interesting here. Let me know what you think. John Cena talks about how nobody will give a fuck after he's retired. I'm going to retire on the 13th. They will be moved on by the Royal Rumble, and that is real facts. I will be forgotten. This is not a plea of sympathy, a plea to sympathy of like, always remember me. By the Royal Rumble, the road to WrestleMania, nobody gives a fuck because they're focusing on what the show is. That's like 3 weeks after I retire. 3 weeks after I retire, nobody's going to give a fuck. Yeah, it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Ricky Saints, his best pal. I'm very cautious. Cena's words there, he's pretty much summed up people's attention span. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Right, you know how I said I was boycotting the Royal Rumble? Well, I'm putting this in the chat, and this is confirmed by 2 sources. I apologise in advance, people. They are genuinely taking the piss. I'm sending that to Billy. I'm sending that to Catherine as well. And I'm sending that to the Just Free guys as well. I'm sorry, but I'm not watching the Royal Rumble anyway. But 4 matches on one of your biggest pay-per-views is a fucking disgrace. They're also saying there's big NXT call-ups expected in the next month or so. Who cares? All right, actually, hold on. No, that person that was in the chat earlier on, who said about Cena's 200 plus dates, he's actually telling the truth. John Cena reveals he originally wanted to do 220 dates on the retirement tour, but WWE only needed him for 36. I'm going to quote this for a laugh and say they called this man the GOAT, by the way. At least we know how Green Shirt Guy now gets front row seats. He actually has a company that buys front row seats. As of now, Braun Breaker is currently the favourite to win the Royal Rumble. I mean, they're trying to hide things. Andrew Schulz is expected to be showcased on more WWE programming. Again, why? That's how you know you're getting mistreated. Like, I think it's absolute nonsense that this is what they're doing for the Rumble. I'm sorry, but like 4 matches on that pay-per-view is a joke. John Schuyler states that a subculture versus Great Hands feud was supposed to happen, but plans changed. 2 young tag teams in TNA bottled it. Fuck's sake. Cheers, TNA. That would have been so much fun. You bastards. Yeah, it makes no sense. And people are like, oh, but the Royal Rumble matches go an hour plus anyway. So? Yeah, Vince McMahon would never have allowed 4 matches. Not a chance. He'd be like, the hell with that. But anyway, as we pass 150 views, I want to say thank you to everyone that's tuned in tonight, the new subscribers. As you can tell, I've won this prediction of the poll. 75% of the votes, I should say. We shall see what really happens in the end. But in the meantime, I'm going to say thank you. I'm going to bid you all good night. I'm going to see you all tomorrow on the very first competitive show for the My GM head-to-head. And we'll have some fun in the process. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. That's right, I'll see you tomorrow. But if you're a bot, fuck yourself. Bye to all the genuine guys, you're all amazing. See you tomorrow. Au revoir.